Okay. Welcome to the end of the summer Labor Day edition of Boomer and the Millennial, coming to you live from the Half Moon Resort in beautiful Montego Bay, Jamaica.
And we have a lot to discuss. Armandi celebrates 1 year of marriage bliss, and the happy couple is on the move again, this time to the Midwest.
That is true. Trump and 18 of his closest friends visit the ATL. Football season is back, and my dad is still trying to finish a summer read.
That's right. Okay, and the Paramount series Star Trek Strange New Worlds ends on a musical note, as we discuss in the What We're Watching segment. All that and much more. So let's get to it. I'm Reggie the Boomer.
And I'm Armandi the Millennial, and we are back at it like a crack addict. This time from beautiful Jamaica.
Oman.
Oh, how did I just know that you were going to say that? I just knew the Mon was coming. See, that's why I didn't do a Jamaican accent, because for all of our Jamaican listeners, I'm not gonna butcher that. But just know I do it privately, just not on the podcast.
No, I get it. I couldn't help. You might be able to hear the waves in the background, hopefully, as we come to you under the palm trees. We got some pictures we're going to post on the website. But as we come to you live, as Armandi mentioned, from the Half Moon Resort here in Montego Bay, or as they call it, Mo Bay, Jamaica, at Sunrise Beach.
Yeah.
It really has been just a wonderful, wonderful time. This is our last day.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure we bought our little recorder and the mics, and thought we'd try to do this remotely.
We were determined to record an episode in Jamaica. So here we are on the last day. Better late than never, you know?
This is true. And we hope you enjoy this, our summer end Labor Day special segment of Boomer and the Millennial. I don't know, what's been your best, time here? What do you, more memorable time?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like the whole time has been very enjoyable. Nia's parents were with us for a couple of days at the beginning of the trip before you guys got here.
Right, the in-laws.
Right, and that was pretty fun. We went on a tubing experience, which was very fun, and we were able to stay in the tube the whole time. They were really trying to knock us off. And the waves were kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. We got airborne a couple times, but that was a fun experience. Also, just eating out with the whole family once everybody got here was also very enjoyable. Yeah. We've done that multiple times. And also, probably, the biggest highlight was maybe going on the boat.
Yeah, we had that cruise.
Yeah, we had like a little boat excursion, and that was really nice.
A 3-hour tour. No, that's from Gilligan's Island.
Oh, okay. I was like,
for all you boomers out there,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Gilligan, the skipper, too. Okay, I'm sorry.
Goodness gracious. But yeah, that was pretty fun. That was probably the best experience since we've been here, but the whole thing has been enjoyable. So
yeah, and shout out to Regina.
Yes, shout out to Aunt Regina.
Yeah, for sponsoring this.
And hosting it.
And bringing the family together. It's been really, I enjoyed the boat ride. I mean, that was nice. And, they have a barbecue here. As a matter of fact, we can see the area where they have a barbecue every Friday night, which is really nice. They have dances and flamethrowers and
there's a couple times I thought he almost lit a tree on fire, actually.
I know, right?
We would have been talking about the Fire a Half Moon 2023 for a second, but
but it's been nice. The weather's been nice. We've now really avoided 2 hurricanes. Franklin was to the west of the island and went north, and for those of you now, by the time this airs or we drop this episode, we would have experienced Idalia, which is the hurricane heading now to Florida. So we want to really pray for those that are in the path of the hurricane. We're just hoping that everybody stays safe. But we've seen it develop right around the corner from us. But, the weather here for the last couple of weeks have been just really, really nice.
Yeah, we did experience some rain a couple times, which is to be expected. But for the most part, the weather has been beautiful. It's been hot.
Oh,
definitely hot.
Yeah. Hot and humid.
The sun has been blazing. But,
the water was warm.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Absolutely.
And clear most days.
Yep.
Yeah, it was indeed a Jamaican vacation.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me move over.
Okay.
running from the sun. That was close. Okay, cool.
All right. So, your mom and I had some travel over the holiday, over the summer rather, but you've been traveling, getting ready to travel.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's a lot going on, people. It's a lot going on. As my dad mentioned in the intro, moving to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
The Mile High City. And a lot of you might be wondering, Denver, that's pretty random. Well, you'd be correct. Yeah, it's kind of a longer story, but and Nia and I were visiting, and she had a business trip there, and she was really falling in love with the city, and I flew out there and for the weekend, and we were experiencing it together, and kind of just had a lot of things sort of line up. We were looking to leave LA. We had been there for 6 months, because of me working on the Upshaws, and then the strike happened. So I was working at Starbucks and everything. Still am working at Starbucks, actually transferring to a Starbucks in downtown Denver, right across from Union Station. So if you live in Denver and you hear this, stop on by. But a lot of things just kind of lined up during our visit, and the numbers were just kind of adding up and everything. And so, long story short, because there's like a lot of details I could get into, but
time is short.
So we are moving to Denver. Actually, as soon as we leave Jamaica, we will be flying back to LA, packing up everything that we have there. All of our stuff is already in Denver. We shipped it using U-Haul pods and everything. So we'll pack up the car, grab our four-legged son, Winston, whom we miss very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
And head out.
And make that 14, 15-hour drive to Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. Mountains.
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah. But it's a nice city. The mountains are right there. They say it's 300 days of sunshine. So the snow, it does get snow, and it will get a little cold, rather. But
it's going to get cold.
I hear it's not as bad as the Northeast, which I've also experienced. So
it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been out there a couple of times going skiing at Breckenridge and Aspen. And,
there's a lot of places like within a couple hours away or so where, like, if you want to ski and snowboard, which is something I've always wanted to do and never had the chance, then you can definitely do that. So, hey, come to Denver. We'll show you a good time. So just wish us luck in the new big city.
Well, I hope to get out there to see y'all and go to your Starbucks and
absolutely
hang out.
I got to get you a mug from there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Got to add to my collection.
Yeah.
And happy anniversary.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah, earlier this month.
Yep, yeah. August 4th made 1 year of marriage for Nia and I. It has been, as you put it, blissful.
Mm-hmm. Has it?
Yeah, that's a good word to use. Nah, it's been good. I mean, we are extremely happy, and I think this year of marriage had its sort of challenges, and it had its highs and its lows. But overall, I mean, it's been a fantastic year. We still like each other.
Let me ask you this: what have you learned in this first year about yourself, about marriage? What have you learned about marriage?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I've been actually prepping for the show.
Unlike me, where I don't have the answer to that question right away. What have I learned?
Yeah.
I've really learned, and I don't know how cliche this sounds, but I've really learned that regardless of the challenges, it really is, you really can get through a lot of things together. Mm-hmm. I think if you hunker down, even if you have disagreements, even if you have two different viewpoints, which I think can be good, if you stick together and really hunker down, even when it has its challenges, even things outside of like marriage, I think just like with life that you both sort of either you both go through or one of you go through, but of course it inadvertently affects the other person, right? Obviously through prayer and God's help, because, we can't do anything by ourselves. But we really stuck through a lot and like really got through some challenges that we just had to face in life by sticking together and really just supporting each other. So that's a huge thing.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. I think as I celebrate 24 years.
That's coming up
in a couple of days.
Yep.
I mean, from August 4th to September 4th.
Right.
Is our wedding anniversary. I think the partnership, compromise, understanding, being on the same page.
Yeah.
I think is really important, because there are a lot of decisions, and sometimes it's decisions that may lean more towards you, may lean more towards Nia, and so you want to be supportive, and also to understand if you have to make a sacrifice for your wife or she has to make a sacrifice for you, that each of you understand that.
Yeah.
So that there's no resentment, there's no, well, I'm doing this,
right.
And there's no appreciation. And that all comes to one word, and that's communication. So
we talked a lot, actually, different days while we've been here, just about sacrifice. And I have to tell you, I truly chose a phenomenal woman to be my wife, someone who is very strong and supportive and who is not afraid of sacrifice, as am I. I mean, it's something that we, like you say, we have to go through and decide to do at times in a relationship and not just a marriage. I mean, I think, that's maybe a little bit deeper than if you're dating, but even still. And we also talked about being equally yoked. And I was telling her, I think growing up in the Bible and everything, you hear about people being equally yoked religiously and spiritually. But I think it's also more than that. And I was telling her, I was like, I think the fact that we're equally yoked in the sense of just certain things that we believe in outside of religion and outside of following Christ, but, our family values and things that we hold dear. Also, even though there are differences in how we were raised, there are some similarities as well. And we're just on the same page with a lot of things. I think we certainly have a lot of conversations about things, and we voice our own opinions, even if we may disagree or whatever. But at the end of the day, we always have conversations and honest conversations and, sort of come to a level of understanding and reasoning. And I think it's a lot easier with her than it could be. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that it's always the easiest thing, but I don't know. It's not too many challenges that have come up in the first year. But I mean, of course, we have an eternity together. So, but as they arise, there will be some compromise, and we will work through them regardless of what it is, and we will enjoy the highs. So,
okay. Well, I mean, the important thing is that you're happy, that, it's been a good year, that you're not walking on eggshells, or you feel like, why did I do this? So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is, she's a very phenomenal woman, and, you're blessed. And the fact that you are both equally yoked as it pertains to your beliefs does help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tremendously. So I applaud you both.
Trust me, we would not be doing this if we hadn't, weighed our options and thought about it and everything.
You're young, so I mean, if it works out, fine.
Now's the time to do it. We don't have any kids except for Winston, and
we'll hope to get out to see y'all, and hopefully it works out. And like you say, if it doesn't, if it's something that comes up and you have to move, you can always move. So it's not anything holding you back.
We'll be there for a year right now and just see how it goes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that I was able to get here. My trip was a little delayed.
Oh.
Dun,
dun, dun,
dun.
Yep.
You got
you
hit.
Want to tell them what? Yep. You finally got man.
Yeah, man.
After 3 years.
The badge of honor. There were 2 lines.
2 lines.
2 lines. That's all I got to say. You know what that means.
And you were not pregnant.
No. Right. Yeah. 2 lines there. It has a little different meaning these days. Yeah. COVID. The COVID finally hit me. Finally got me. I don't know. I think when we went to Florida for that weekend.
How fitting.
Because everybody got it, right? Just your mom didn't.
How fitting that it happened in Florida.
Right? I think your Uncle Paul was like patient 0. because, everybody around him got it. Your Aunt Judy got it. So, it was quite the ordeal. For those of you who don't know, it's hard to get a PCR test.
Oh, yeah, now. Because people don't take COVID. COVID doesn't exist anymore, quote unquote.
I went to the CVS where I've gotten 10 PCR tests. They were like, "Oh, we're and then you have to pay." So they gave me an appointment, and luckily the person wasn't there, but it was an antigen test. I'm like, so how is that
which
different?
Doesn't really do anything.
How's it different than the rapid test I got at home?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, it's a little bit more. No, it's not a little bit of anything. So I'm not going to pay like $80 for a test I can take it home. So I took it at home. I felt kind of weird for a couple of days, and then finally it hit me.
I was about to say, you were not feeling too hot for a couple of days.
Yeah. When I finally got to a point where, because when I wasn't feeling well, I took the test and it was negative, but we all know how that goes. But I started feeling worse, and by the second day I got it. And then, tried to get the, was it Plaxivit or whatever that you take, that helps to shorten it.
Yeah.
And my doc was out of town, so I had to do a teledoc thing, and so it was a whole ordeal for me to to finally get the prescription, and a couple of days, and I was feeling better. So anyway, I'm
glad you're feeling better though.
Yeah,
now
I'm back.
Yeah, but that did delay your trip a little bit.
Yeah, by about 4 or 5 days or so, and got better and tested negative, and was able to spend a little time here. So that was good. And now that I've had it, I guess I have the antigens just in time for the
that's crazy.
The next booster to come up.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten it. Knock on wood.
I think you all may have had it. You was sick one time. I don't think
I was sick, and I was like, "Oh, I definitely got it." But I took every test I took was negative.
Really?
Unless they were just faulty tests.
Could have been. Yeah, your mom.
Maybe I did already have it.
Your mom swears you've had it.
Oh, okay. Well,
and Nia too.
Okay, well, maybe so.
Maybe so. But anyway,
but not on record.
Not on record.
I ain't got those 2 stripes. I'll tell you that much.
I tell you, I kept mine around for a minute.
Yeah.
Just
as it's history.
Yeah, I threw it away. But anyway, survived. Looking forward to getting that booster in a couple of months.
Yeah.
And speaking of months, just wanted to remind everyone, when you hear this, Labor Day, September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure that your loved one or someone you knows, gets their PSA checked. And, I'll be a prostate cancer survivor and working on our documentary that you're helping me with. So finally we can get that done.
Yeah. Also shout out to Zach.
Zach, yeah. He's on the team.
And Borkhouse Productions.
Absolutely. But anyway, more information about that. That'll be, some of it's on our website, boomingthemillennial.com. But there'll be more information this month about the documentary and our outreach project, but just awareness of prostate cancer still killing men, in particular African American men of color. It really hits us more aggressively, and so want to make sure that you get the PSA when you get your blood work done for your physical. I won't even talk about the DRE because I know some men are not. D is for digital. And and R is for rectal.
Hey,
so
yeah, and E is for exam.
Right. Thank you. So we won't even go there. But I have known some friends of mine and relatives that because their PSA was had been going up, that they actually got a biopsy and were found out they had prostate cancer, but found it early. You find it early, it's treatable.
Don't be afraid to get checked.
Don't be afraid to get checked, and don't be afraid to
not
do something about it.
And not to sound dramatic, but I still have my father because he was not afraid to get his PSA checked.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
And I know the prostate is what old folk call down there. But don't worry about challenging your manhood. This
is 2023.
I know as your mom
down there is crazy.
I know. But as your mom says, life over libido. So, the main thing is that, like, to your point, I'm around, got to see you get married, hopefully be around to see them grandkids at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
So
at some point. Yeah, stick around a little longer.
I know. And we'll be announcing that on the podcast.
Oh, boy.
Someday.
Yeah, so. I do. What's really funny is I know exactly how I want to tell
Mm-hmm.
Like both families.
Are you gonna do that thing when it pops up and like?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. But just
All right.
know,
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing.
oh, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be. It's
Okay.
yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
But you got some time. You'll probably forget about this conversation anyway. So by the time it happens, trust me, you'll forget about this conversation.
Hopefully, I ain't too old.
No. I mean, it's
look,
just
hopefully I won't be getting this announcement or seeing it at like the old folks' home.
no.
At the facility.
We're sending you a video. We're like texting you a video of it. No. It's not gonna. Just stay healthy. Let's say that.
Well,
Stay healthy.
Yeah, well, the first thing, one of the things you do is check your PSA.
Exactly. Keep on getting it checked. And you'll stick around. So.
All right. So anyway, your boy Trump is and with his about 18 of his closest friends, they had the party mobile and just tore up the town and had a great time. They took him right to the Fulton County Jail.
His mugshot is hilarious.
I know. It's like he's scowling.
Yeah, but I will say this.
Monetizing it already.
Look, but I will say this though. He's Trump. He's true to himself. Like he's through and through. He is Donald Trump. Like the mugshot is very him.
Oh yeah,
it's very monetizable.
Oh, well, and
for who he is.
And it was done deliberately.
Of course,
you had to know that.
Of course.
So they've already raised millions of dollars.
Did you really think we'd get to this point? Like, did you really think this, like, it would actually happen?
Yeah, I figured it would. I mean, this is his fourth indictment. The fact that you got a president that's been indicted 4 times, that's kind of off the chain. That's been actually in a courtroom in front of a judge and post bail and being released. Anybody else going through that probably would be just, first of all, couldn't afford the lawyers. But you okay?
Yeah, just careful. There's I think there's really tiny ants.
Ants, yeah.
So I'm not sure if they're like coming from the table or falling from the trees, because I feel like I keep feeling stuff on me, but I'm also paranoid. So who knows?
Oh, okay. Well, this is what happens when you're outside by the ocean and sand and everything else.
Everything.
Yeah.
All the creatures, crabs, mongoose.
I know, right?
We've seen it all on this island.
I see a pelican out there. I think that, or is that somebody floating on the water? I can't tell.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope it's a pelican or something. So, from a millennial perspective, are you keeping up with what's going on with Trump?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, his mugshot has been all over the internet, all over Twitter, which is where I get most of my news from.
Right. Or X now that it's called.
Yeah. Ugh, that's so weird. That's so weird. But yeah. So, I think my biggest thing is like, I'm surprised that it really has gotten this far. I mean, I guess I had assumed that even though he's been indicted 4 times, it was one of those things where, he's a former president and, knowing Trump, he would find some way to weasel out of jail time.
Well, yeah, I think he thought that too. Well, and there's no jail time yet. I mean, I think he probably won't like go to anybody's prison. Even if he's found guilty, he'll probably be on probation.
He probably has too high of a profile, right?
On probation, house arrest. I don't know. We just know that it won't be the White House arrest. So it won't be the White House where he'll have an ankle bracelet. That I'm pretty sure is not going to happen. You're running for president. Say you're a Republican, Tim Scott or Nikki Haley or any others, DeSantis, DeSanctimonious as Trump calls him. You're running for the highest office in the world, some people say, and you've got a maybe possibly convicted felon by the time the election happens, and you still somebody with 4 indictments, and you are still 30, 40 points behind. I mean, that to me is just, I wouldn't even run. Why run? If people are crazy enough to put all their eggs in that basket, why even run? But anyway, we'll see.
Sometimes you reap what you sow. So.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Fonnie Willis, the Atlanta DA. What? No?
Nah.
Oh, you because
I can't
of YSL?
co-sign that. I can't co-sign
Why?
that.
What are you talking about?
I can't co-sign that. Free Thugger.
Oh, here we go.
Free YSL. That's all
here we
I'm
go.
saying.
Yeah. Rico. That's what I'm saying.
Rico a bad boy, man. Rico.
That's what got Trump is Rico. Because she's got everybody connected to this conspiracy.
Right.
As a part of Rico.
Shout out to the DA for getting Trump.
But you're not.
But hey, look, I can't support you on the YSL thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I mean,
But if they did the crime, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah, absolutely allegedly, because they hadn't been
I
convicted.
mean, yeah, like obviously morally, like don't break the law. I get that.
Right.
But again, like free YSL, free Thugger. You know what I'm saying? Free Jeffrey. That's all I'm saying.
So as a millennial, when it comes to Fonnie Willis, you're a little conflicted.
Yeah, I'm on the fence.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm on the fence. She's 1 for 1 for me. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So another big deal happening in Atlanta is the police training facility known as Cop City. A lot of things happening around that, including signatures in order to put it on the ballot, which I have signed. I signed the petition because I think people should vote on it. There's been a lot
absolutely.
A lot of contention around it, and it looks like they're going to have enough votes, but things are being challenged in court as far as validity of the signatures and things like that. But I'm hoping it gets on the ballot for this fall. Once and for all, make a decision as to whether this thing goes forward or not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pros and cons on both sides.
And, I think I can agree with you on that. Like, obviously, as an African-American male, naturally, and also due to many unfortunate examples.
Oh, yeah?
I don't necessarily, for lack of better words, bang with the police. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just speaking honestly. However, maybe not even however, I will say that Atlanta specifically, man, I mean, it's like, I understand it's a large city, so obviously things are going to happen, crimes are going to happen, with the population and everything, and, there's probably a higher crime rate than somewhere that has less people just in general, right, due to the numbers. But, like, it's really the wild, wild west out there. Like, since I've been in LA, since we've been in Jamaica, it's like almost every day there's a shooting or something going on. I mean, like, it's a lot going on in Atlanta. So, just be safe if that's where you're at.
Yeah, well, and also, the gun laws in the state are lax now, and you don't need a permit to carry. And I think people, are taking advantage of that.
Absolutely.
And some would say that you don't need to militarize the police. That just makes the situation worse.
That doesn't, I don't think that really helps anything, to be honest.
Right. We don't need a multi-million-dollar facility to do that. But on the flip side, too, it's for public safety. So, you have the firemen, fire people, men and women who need to be trained. I get that. So there is some
pros and cons,
as I said before. But again, the main thing I really am looking forward to is this being on a ballot. Let the people decide. And both sides saying that if the referendum comes down on whatever side, that they would abide by it. That's going to be the next thing. There's got to be some compromise, I think, where if you do build it, that there are some things that will definitely happen. And people understand that. I think a lot of people just don't know. They're either on one side or the other based on very limited information. And the city and the county, really the city in particular, hasn't done a very good job of explaining to people.
I mean, which is typically an issue.
Yeah.
So, but, since you mention, I guess, sort of having to come to a compromise, how about we talk about the lack thereof still with the writer's strike? You like how I did that? Okay. Right. I am my father's son. Yeah. So I have a good transition, segue rather, every now and then. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think there's really much to talk about. I think SAG-AFTRA and the WGA, the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild, have met with the AMPTP. And try to come to an understanding and reasonable terms and everything. I think twice now. But unfortunately, a strike is still necessary. And so the strike is still going on. It's day 100 and something. I'm not even sure at this point. I've lost count.
Right.
But yeah, it's still very much in effect. So.
Yeah, your Regina even, in talking about it, thinks too that, there may be a split where the networks, which are hurting a lot more than the streaming networks, might come to their own agreement. And because my thought was,
oh, true. Okay.
my
sense.
thought is that the Netflix and those guys, Amazon, they're getting monthly subscriptions. I don't think most people have canceled their subscriptions because of the writer's strike and the actor's strike. I'm just saying, maybe that might be a possibility. I don't know what that is. Is that something that fell from the tree?
I hope so.
Yeah. Kind of looks like bird snot, but I don't know.
Yo, something yellow just dripped on my arm, guys. I don't know how much longer I could be out here.
Which happens when you're doing it outside under palm trees.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you record outside on the beach. So hopefully it's not bird or whatever.
I don't know. It looked ugly though. Didn't look like poop.
No.
But, I don't know. Anyway, you gonna get it off your arm there? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it too much.
Yeah, you need to because it's gone now.
But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, people haven't really, like you were saying, people haven't really stopped their subscriptions.
No, and they have stuff,
guilty.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and they have things already produced. The last ditch effort would be probably, they've got stuff coming in from Europe and other places.
Yeah,
but I really think sooner or later, and with the major movie houses too. I mean, just the theaters are hurting because I read somewhere that there's some big pictures that were due to release this year for like the holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas, that now are being pushed back to 2024.
Oh yeah, listen, all of your favorite shows and everything is getting pushed back. Even if
and big time movies too.
Yeah, and even if I've been telling people, I'm like, when the strike is over, because it will come to an end at some point, it's still going to take a second. Things aren't just going to pick back up, especially the longer that they're on pause. Some shows may come back and finish a season and finish where they left off. And some shows that may be brand new, I genuinely believe, just from what I've seen working in the industry and my understanding of the way money works in the industry sometimes is, just cut your losses.
Yeah.
It's if it wasn't gaining enough traction and you don't feel like, hey, maybe people aren't as interested in this particular type of show anymore, and you didn't spend too much money on it, you got through the pilot maybe, and it may get X-nayed, to be honest.
Well, that's what happened to the show Girlfriends. It's been on for 7 seasons. They did not have a series finale because of the last strike, and they didn't bring them back to do a final couple of episodes. So that was never resolved. People never got closure on, and they haven't been able to bring the cast back for a movie or anything because they just didn't like each other. So anyway, everybody wanted the money.
That's real funny.
And so they couldn't.
I actually got a chance to work with, I probably said this when it happened, but I got to work with Keisha on Found.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know. I did. You say that?
I forget the name of which character Keisha was. Keisha, is it Keisha? I don't think it's Keisha Williams. I can't remember.
That
her
was on
last name.
Girlfriends?
Yeah.
Was it Keisha on Girlfriends?
Yeah,
What
she
character?
plays. It was Keisha Sharp, so she plays Monica. Monica Charles
On
Girlfriends.
I didn't know of a Monica.
I don't think she's not one of the 4 girlfriends. I don't believe.
No, she didn't.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her.
Yeah, she's real nice. She directed an episode of Found, which should be Oh shoot. Oh well, what's supposed to come out in September? I don't think it is anymore. So.
Yeah, I remember her. I think she was a girlfriend of the male character.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy that played Reggie.
No, his real name was Reggie.
Sorry. Yes, the guy that played William.
Yes.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
He is so funny in that show. But yeah, okay.
So, one thing I wanted to just say about the Trump situation, it would be that the only person that didn't post bail was a brother. He's still in jail. I think he finally had a bail hearing. Yeah, so
that's ridiculous.
I just thought that was so
though.
apropos. But anyway, we will forge on our Labor Day episode into the summer, and as we end the summer, well, first of all, let me just say this: we have the millennial phrase of the day. and I don't know if I used it right. I had Bing Aux. Is that how you say it?
The way that I say it's on aux.
Okay, on
So aux being AUX, which
Auxiliary.
is short for auxiliary. Okay, so like all the millennials and younger generations know that being on aux means that you are the one controlling the music, whether that's in a car, the house. In this case, when I used it earlier this week, we were on a boat.
Yeah, and I was DJing.
Yeah, which, by the way, kudos to you and your playlist, because I was
you.
like, oh, even the crew members of the boat were singing along, and I was like, are they playing this music? And it was you. So kudos to, if you have Spotify, ask my dad for his liked playlist. I'm telling you, he's got some bops on there for sure. Like I always knew you had good taste in music, but I was thoroughly surprised to hear certain songs that like I didn't know that you knew.
Yeah. See,
And just also just some really good music. I'm like, oh, I got to save it. What song is this?
But you know, it's funny because when we got on the boat and they were like, oh, you can connect to our Wi-Fi, our Bluetooth. And I was like, yep. And everybody said, who's the DJ? And they all pointed at me. And they looked at me like, oh, this old guy, we're going to be listening to the 60s and the 50s.
Yeah, and they were, listen, the captain was over there swaying and singing,
Yeah,
boy.
I told you.
Right next to me. I was like.
I told your mom they're going to be really shocked. When
Yeah, no, they were.
You know, they hear the songs I got lined up. But anyway, that was.
Yeah,
that
so
was
you were
fun.
on
So
you
I
were
was
on aux.
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's a good
and
thing.
And now you know. So he was like, huh? I was like, are you on aux? And he was like, I don't understand.
In aux or no?
Yeah,
I'm
you
on
were
a
like,
donkey.
he was like, what are you talking
I'm
about?
on a boat. But I
yeah.
get
So
it.
now you know. So you're on aux. She's on aux.
Okay.
You know, I'm on aux. Whatever.
Okay, all right, I got
Yeah.
it. I got
There's
it.
this really cool YouTube channel that they also have a TikTok called Ox Battles. Where sometimes the host gets two people and they're like, pick a song that matches the picture, like, or the meme or whatever, and that's like an ox battle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I ought to
It's
get
pretty
on
cool.
there. Yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I don't know. I mean, listen,
Hey.
look, you might be
who
some
knows?
competition to
Who
some
knows?
people.
Who knows? Now I just have to.
Just don't sleep. Don't sleep on my dad's playlist. I promise.
I just have to figure out X, Twitter, or whatever. Anyway, so no, right.
Oh,
So
goodness.
as we do close out the summer ends, but man, sports.
Yeah.
picks
Here we go.
I'm
Here we go.
telling
We
you.
all know that the summer is kind of boring for sports. Everything like worth watching for the most part happens in the fall and
Going
the
into
winter.
Yeah, in basketball, football, basketball.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
but it was kind of boring this year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I will say this: the bright spot of summer sports have been the Braves.
Oh
The
yeah,
Braves have
they're
been-
out here
They
dominating.
have been just winning,
Yeah.
and been really fun to watch some of the games, even early on, like in June and May. They're really ahead now, kind of battling for the best record in baseball, which means they'll get home field advantage for all of the playoffs, and they are clicking. They won last night. I mean,
They're on fire.
They won 14-4. I get this thing alert.
Yeah.
that gives me a play-by-play.
I saw it on your phone.
Did you see it?
I saw it as when it lit up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. We didn't have 14.
No.
We were ahead, but we didn't have 14.
No, I mean, it was like 2 and 4, and then the ninth inning, I looked at it, was like 9, and then it was 14, and it's in real time.
Yeah.
They actually tell you that, you see
it changes as the score changes.
the
Yeah.
person files off and stuff like that. It's really pretty cool, but that's been
What
the
app
bright-
is that?
I think it's through Apple.
Really?
Yeah, Apple TV or Apple something. I don't know. I'll show you. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got to check that out
Yeah.
because I liked the display. And honestly and truly, I'm so sick and tired of using ESPN as a app for sports and stuff. I'm gonna be honest, their interface is trash to
Yeah.
me, and it's always glitching. But that's beside the point.
Right. Maybe there's something like this for the Bulldogs too. I don't know. But for baseball and
Yeah.
the Braves, it's been really
Yeah.
great. But since we're here in Jamaica, we want to give a shout out to Sharika Jackson being the fastest woman on the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, are you really surprised though?
No. 21.4 seconds in the 200 meter. That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing here in Jamaica. Obviously, the track and field is really
Yeah,
one of their
they have it on
national-
their water bottles.
right, their national sport. Usain Bolt and all, I mean, just a number of legends. But I will say this: I've been watching. Last night I watched a cricket match.
Oh, but that gets intense though.
I can't figure it out.
Yeah, so it was like I learned about it in high school.
So you know how.
I don't remember, but my math teacher, Mr. Henry,
Yeah.
he used to watch it in the math trailer all the time. Like he,
I
like
can see
yeah,
him watching it.
yeah. But yeah, it's in the Middle East, it's big, and like in Caribbean countries, it's a big deal.
And,
I mean,
and in
yeah.
England too.
Oh, really?
The British.
Oh, yeah. Okay, makes
That's
sense.
where it
Makes
came
sense.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watched
Yeah.
this one team. They were kids. Well, not kids, but they were like high school teams. And this one team was just beaten up.
Oof, there must have been
It's like-
nothing on.
It was like 34-0. Well, there were other things on, but I was just so perplexed
Yeah.
by this whole thing, and they were whooping on this team so bad, and the commentators were like, well, you can tell, man, it's all over. Nobody's, there is no enthusiasm. I'm like, and the other
How do you
team-
even know?
Right, the other team never got to bat. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like 34-0, 35-0. Then all of a sudden it was like 38-0. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It was so bad that the other team, they were laughing, the ones that were getting beat. But I couldn't figure out how they were scoring. But that is a game I'm going to find out more about. I would like to know, because a lot of cricket is on the stations here in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. So I'm gonna learn the game a little bit. So
Yeah.
but anyway, one game I do know, and that is foosball.
Foosball. Listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, go Dogs. You know what I'm saying? Going for the 3-peat. I don't know. How we feeling?
yeah, how about him? I'm telling you, man. I tell you, it's I am just ready. Quarterback looks like it's going to be Carson Beck,
Yeah.
who's been there. You got Vandergrift, got some other great quarterbacks that Kirby Smart has. So we're going to have to see how
Yeah.
Carson Beck. He did announce that Carson Beck would be the starter.
Okay.
Georgia has really some cream puff teams before they play anybody, like
Yeah.
the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Get your feet wet a little bit, and then the true test is certain games.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
you know what? I really like the big games, like playing Notre Dame the first
Oh,
game,
yeah.
stuff like that. I really like that.
Or like playing Oregon. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I like
Oof, we spanked Oregon.
I like having that as your first, because right now
Yeah.
people are not going to give you any credit on anything. And the problem is, if you don't beat up on these cream puffs,
Yeah.
like beat them 50-0 and stuff like that, you get criticized for that. So, and you can't let your guard down once you play them.
Yeah.
You got to get better.
Can't get comfortable.
Can't get comfortable because
They're
you
nothing compared to some
to
of these
an SEC team.
Right. Exactly.
So there's a little issue about that, but
Yeah.
I think Kirby will have them ready.
Yeah.
Some people saying there's a 3-peat in the future of UGA. I don't know that, but
Yeah.
I think that they have a great opportunity to be in the playoffs again. If
Absolutely.
they just
We'll see. If we keep our fingers crossed, we will be definitely keeping track with that. And, I'm about being in Denver. I'm about 30 minutes away from Boulder.
yeah.
Coach Prime, boy.
There you go. Yeah.
Listen, there was one Starbucks that I was considering working at. It's across the street from, or like right down the way from University of Colorado Denver campus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Boulder is where the actual
Right.
field
Yeah.
and everything is. But Boulder's only like 25, 30 minutes away from
Oh,
Denver.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
We got an Uber driver while we were there,
Mm-hmm.
black guy actually, who was young like us. He's like, yeah, I live out in Boulder, and it's about 25, 30 minutes away. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
Hey, cool.
might have to see what's up.
Yeah. 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 That's all right.
See what's happening with the Broncos and the Nuggets, the reigning champs. I'm gonna have to go to a game or two, and the Rockies aren't. They're it's a little rocky out there. So I'm an Atlanta fan, true and true, but it'll be exciting to experience some other teams for a little bit.
Falcons preseason was just a throwaway. They didn't play hardly any of the starters. With the Falcons, first 3-4 weeks, you'll know what they are.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
After watching Quarterback, the show on Netflix, I'm a little bit more hyped for not necessarily the Falcons, but the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping the Falcons can do something.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how Ritter does, and we'll be talking about it, I'm sure,
Yeah.
on subsequent episodes.
Yeah, if they play the Broncos at all, I might have to try to go to a game.
Yeah. Well, the Braves just got through playing.
The Rockies?
Yeah. That's what they played last night.
Oh, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right. The Rockies have
but
a
the Rockies
terrible
won the first
record.
game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
won
they
the
still
first
have
game.
a terrible record. But yeah, no, I will definitely. I was actually looking at it when I think I saw that they did play.
Yeah. I don't know if they play anymore because of season's winding down. Yeah.
Maybe not. But I was also looking at, because I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, looking to see when they play the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see Luka and Kyrie play and everything. So we'll see.
Okay. Cool. So Formula One returns after
from summer break.
Yeah, we watched the race here.
We did,
in
which
the
was
rain.
cool.
We weren't in the rain, but they were in the rain.
Yeah, for sure.
So Max is
Hamilton's. Yeah, it's not even fun anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just boring. The season is boring.
Well, they say if he wins, right now he's tied for the most consecutive wins.
No, I think he already beat it.
But I thought he had to get to 10. He's at 9. He got something on you. Oh, that was a fly. I thought it was a big mosquito.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you record outside of the beach.
Yeah.
And I know you can hear the waves getting louder.
Oh, is the tide coming in?
Maybe.
I hope it doesn't wash us away.
I think we'll be okay. But it's maybe he does need 10. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't even care anymore, man. I don't even care. Like, I'm just hoping. I'm glad that after this season, Hamilton will not retire and he still has a chance, and hopefully Mercedes-Benz figures it out and that sort of thing. So we'll see.
It's all about the car, right?
It's really about money when it comes down to it, and what kind of improvements you can make to the car.
Spray,
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's not much in there if you want.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I'll just tough it out. But that's pretty much it for sports. I mean, for the most part.
What we're watching, well, the part 4, the Upshaws, man, that was fun.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Aunt Regina.
Yes.
The Upshaws, season 4 / second part of season 3, technically.
Right. And know that if you're just listening, if you've never listened before, that Regina, my sister, your aunt, is the co-creator of the Upshaws and the showrunner.
Yep.
Part 4 dropped.
She directs. She writes.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It is so
It is
funny.
really funny.
Number 4 in the U.S.
Nice.
It's still number 9 in the U.S. Number 1 in Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jamaica. Y'all clearly know what good television is.
Absolutely. And it's number 4 now, but 2 weeks,
Yeah, it was 2 weeks at number 1.
10, that's pretty outstanding.
Yeah. And you missed it because you were at home. Recovering, but we did have a little watch party. Nia's parents were here and everything.
I watched it while you all watched
it. Oh,
yeah.
That's true. That's true. You did watch it at the same time, but,
It wasn't the same.
Yeah, you almost died laughing.
Oh, man. It's one thing
Literally.
to have, like, your chest, and trying to laugh, and then you get that cough, and it's like you can't hardly breathe. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And also, it was very cool to see my name in the credits, which a lot of people assume is something that happens all the time. But being a production assistant, sometimes that is not the case. So you'd be surprised the number of times I haven't seen my name in the credits, as much things as I've worked on.
Right.
But it was very cool to see my name. And, of course, shout out to everyone else who worked in the production office and the writer's office, all the writers, the writer's PA, before me and also me. Yikes.
Right.
Everybody on the production side. I can name names. Shout out to my office PAs, Ashley and Jake. Those are my guys. Love you guys. And Mason. Mason came after I moved to the writer's side. Mason, love you too, bro.
In the cast.
Yeah. In the crew. And just everybody that worked on it. Shout out to the Upshaws and everybody involved. Shout out to Aunt Regina. It's the reason I was working on the show in the first place.
Yeah.
And it was a huge honor to be able to work with my aunt and sort of under my aunt. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. Unfortunately, we didn't get to finish the season because of the strike, as some of you may know. But I don't know. They're thinking about, like, when it's over, probably finishing it, I think, possibly.
I
We'll
would
see.
think so with the success of the show.
Yeah,
and with,
I mean,
to be in that position with they don't really promote the show anymore like they did the first time.
Yeah.
Because they know it has a following.
Right.
And if you get to watch it, make sure you do the entire series. There's only 6 episodes. They're about 23 minutes long.
Yeah, we watched all 6 of them in one night. Like, we just went boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. If
boom,
you
boom,
watch
boom,
all of them, first of all, you get the whole story and it's funny.
Yeah.
But the second thing is it also contributes to the analytics.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is the big deal. That's like part of, you know what I mean?
That's why they
they're striking. And they're part of the reason why.
Yeah.
So, you know. But yeah, support me, support my aunt, and watch the Upshaws.
And something we both watched on
Netflix, Painkiller.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a crazy, I say crazy, but a really good drama that's also a biopic.
Yeah.
Painkiller, about the Sackler family and the rise of OxyContin and Big Pharma with OxyContin and you know, sort of that whole epidemic of abusing specifically that drug, but also other opioids. And just it was very chilling, but very entertaining as well.
It really, and to know that, you know, that fight is still going on, and how the marketing of it, and knowing that people were, you know, abusing it. That whole story is something American. Not just American, but just greed, you know, greed
and how far people are willing to go
to
hold on to their pride and
their
money and everything.
Money,
It's honestly, it's really scary.
It's
really scary. And I didn't know, you know, a lot of these things were this epidemic started, you know, before, you know, I think the rise of it was really like right as I was born. So I didn't really know much. So going back and watching this, it just really opened my eyes. And, yeah, it's just insane. It's insane. So, but it's a really good watch. One of the cast members from Orange is the New Black is one of the leads, and she did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Her name escapes me, but she did a fantastic job. So check that out.
So for me, definitely Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, what's going on with the musical note? What's up with that?
Well, they did a musical episode, which was, you know how much I love musicals.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was, to me, one of the best Star Trek episodes of the franchise.
Really?
It was just. I still listen to the soundtrack. It's on Spotify. Music was well done. Performance, and the fact that how they folded it in to the storyline. It wasn't just that they were just singing. It was a reason they were singing. It was all scientific. It was a story around it, behind it. There was drama.
Wow. Okay.
And it all connected.
Okay.
Just a wonderful episode. If you haven't seen it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds. Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
That's legit.
What is it?
It was a mongoose. We were looking at each other.
Oh. Where'd he go?
He's still there.
Is he?
He looked underneath the chair.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah. There's a lot of mongoose. That's probably not the right way to say it.
That and
but they're
crabs.
around. They're so cute, though.
Yeah.
They're so cute. They remind me of Winston, just like any adorable animal.
But they're
unfortunately
vicious.
Oh yeah. Did you see the video Regina sent where she was recording one?
Yeah.
And he had something in his mouth or something like that. Maybe like a piece of.
I know he chased a cat.
Maybe it was a piece of cat, and he had it in his mouth. He stopped, looked at her, as if he knew she was recording, turned his head and went on about his business. It was crazy.
Yeah, they stopped one from chasing a cat. I mean, this one was about to, you know, and your mom screamed and scared him away from the cat.
Yeah, they're vicious little things, but they do look adorable. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay. Something just happened?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Travis Scott just released tour dates for Utopia.
Oh.
He's coming to Denver October 22nd. Oh, boy. Sorry, I'm excited. Shout out Travis Scott, y'all. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm a fan of Travis Scott. Utopia dropped, whatever. But anyways, he's coming to Denver.
Okay.
Sorry, you were saying.
That's all right. No, hey, I'm glad.
My bad. I had to see. I gotta get on Ticketmaster ASAP though.
So you can report back.
Yeah.
So, books that you're reading?
Oh, yeah. So this is even more exciting than what I've been watching. Mine is probably the Upshaws. Red Rising. So shout out to my friend Sam. He tried to put me onto this book years ago, this series by Pierce Brown. The first book is Red Rising. Fantastic book. Could not put it down. I haven't read a book in less than I haven't finished a book in less than like 2 weeks or so. And that's only because I had to work and stuff.
Right.
Yesterday I'm on the second book now. Yesterday I read like 15 chapters. Nonstop,
wow.
Yesterday. At one point, but it's really good. How to describe it? Somebody else described it as a cross between Game of Thrones and Hunger Games. Perfect example. It is a dystopian, sort of sci-fi fantasy book, but it's very well written. I think this might be the Pierce Brown's first novel. A new one just came out, the 6th book, but I'm on the second one, but it is phenomenal. So I would check it out. Anybody, like the main characters, great, very wise character. It makes you think, I think, a lot about real society once you see how the society in the story is sort of broken down and everything. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, I haven't suggested a book like this in a little while. So,
cool.
Yes.
Cool. Well, for me, There Is a River.
Okay.
The Black Struggle for Freedom in America. But man, I tell you, it is definitely, when you want to talk about the black folk struggle in America from the Middle Passage through the Civil War, I mean, the things that we did to survive, to fight against slavery and injustice. And, there were a lot more situations where black people rose up and fought back than a lot of people know about. This book is about a radical tradition of protest and fighting back.
So in other words, we should all read it.
Yeah. So my thing is, you wanna talk about slavery and you want to talk about what white folk did to us as a people, but there's some situations where we fought back and that people should know about this struggle.
Absolutely.
But anyway, it's a good read. Takes a little while to get through it, but I am on chapter 13. There's 16 chapters.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, because I was 13.
This trip I've been able to really get through it.
I don't like books like that.
Yeah,
where the chapters are really long.
Yeah.
Like I prefer to read a book that has a lot of
really
chapters,
small.
but the chapters are like
2 or 3 pages.
Like maybe 6 pages max, 6 to 8 pages.
Yeah. That's like
or
James,
less. I love that.
James Patterson and any of his.
And guess what? Red Rising.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
There'll be like 40 something chapters, but they're short chapters, which is nice. Man, read that book, guys. It's like everything I read, I could see as a TV show. It's like the way he writes. It's like
very visual.
Like you could adapt this and actually make the show good.
Okay. Yeah.
To be honest, it would cost some money because it's in space, but
right. But maybe that's
maybe
next
maybe I should do that. Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And okay, we'll see.
So anyway, that's about it from Paradise, I think.
Yeah.
We've covered everything. A little longer show than normal.
I figured.
We have a lot to discuss and talk about.
And hopefully this will be the turn of the tide for us to be more consistent.
Yeah, literally and
even though we say that every time.
And literally and physically. I mean,
there you go. You mean metaphorically?
I mean, yeah. Did I say physically? I
don't know what. Okay.
Well, physically being.
Pray for my dad, guys.
There's a tide behind us.
Yeah, but that was the literal part.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, prevagen.
It's all right.
I didn't take it.
Yeah,
morning, so
it's okay.
And we've been talking a long time, so
yeah, you're right. It's hot out here. You're right. All right, well then listen, we won't.
Look, there's a cruise ship.
Where?
On the horizon.
Oh wow, that is a cruise ship.
Yeah,
that's the first cruise ship I've seen.
Yeah, that's the first one we've seen since we've been here. Cool. Well, you all are experiencing
in real time.
Jinx,
you owe me a soda.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. What is this island doing to us?
I know, right? Mongoose. We got cruise ships. Stuff falling from palm trees.
It's crazy. It's been an adventure. Before we go, though, I did see in the notes, and you did mention to me earlier in the week. Shout out to the Dangerfield newbies.
Yeah.
You guys, those of you who know, they do our intro and outro music.
Right.
They are in concert.
Absolutely.
Saturday, October 21st, 9 p.m. at Club 529 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Saturday, October 21st. So if you're in Atlanta, definitely get tickets to that. I know that show's going to be awesome.
Yeah, check them out. Got to talk to the other part of the Dangerfield Newbies, which is Marquise Lofton. I got to talk to him last week. He said that they're working on new music all the time.
Nice, okay.
So definitely, reach out, go online.
We got to see if they got any throwaways they want to swing our way.
I know.
Update our music a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
But, interestingly enough, Dangerfield Newbie was a person in the book. He was actually, they don't spell the name that way.
Really?
But
did you tell them?
Well, they know.
Okay.
He was a protester. He actually was part of an insurrection that formed in the Appalachian Mountains. They were gonna they were gonna raid this armory, and then they were gonna have outposts in the Appalachian Mountains and recruit people.
Oh shoot!
And then go in and basically raid different plantations. They had a plan.
Wow!
And Dangerfield Newbie was a part of that.
That's dope.
Unfortunately, they got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of.
That's cool
that's
though.
What's in the
that's
book.
pretty cool. Okay.
So.
Word. Well, shout out to the Dangerfield Newbies. Go see them in concert.
Right, and read the book. So you
can
read
the book.
About the real Dangerfield Newbies.
Exactly.
So anyway, check us out.
I know you giving me that look. I know.
BoomerandtheMillennial.com.
Listen, guys, I will get the social medias together. I will do that while I'm in Denver. It is my solemn vow.
Yeah, we have had a discussion while we're here about the future of the podcast. We're going to be more consistent. We're going to have to do it remotely, but we're going to be more consistent. And
which may help.
And we want to know, too, we have our own conversations, but we also have guests. So let us know if you want to hear more guests on the show. Let us know the kind of topics you want us to talk about. And do you miss the Boomer and Millennial contest?
Let us know if you want to be a guest on the show.
Yes. And you can do all of that at boomerandthemillennial.com, because right now that's kind of
the only way you can find us.
Yeah. And of course we're on Spotify. We're on
Apple Podcasts.
So Podbean.
Yeah, you love that. Yeah. I had to hold myself back from saying it.
So check us out. Shout out to all of our new subscribers in Jamaica. We just had a bunch of people subscribe from Jamaica, because we've been sharing it since we've been here.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jamaica, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Half Moon as well.
Yeah. To Half Moon Resort, though. We're giving them some props. Maybe they'll give us some
sponsor us.
Right. At some point.
Sponsor us on our next vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But all the people that have been here, and Wayne and Dwayne and Chef Carmen and Peter and Desreen and all the other folks that have really made our stay here very enjoyable. And check them out. Go online. It's a great place to come. And you get to see palm trees and the ocean and jets and, cruise ships, too. It's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really out there on the horizon, man. It's crazy.
So I'm going to have to get a picture of you, Armandi, with the cruise ship over here.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so anyway, live from Montego Bay, Mobe, man, Jamaica. I'm Reggie the Boomer.
And I'm Armandi the Millennial. Peace.